Okay, here's a look at Magic Square's MS-B07A Red Cannon, which is their version of a Legends scale mini masterpiece Sideswipe. So, as always, let's take a quick look at the package. Here's the front of the box with the nice artwork and design. They always do a nice job on the package. The back with the drawing, it looks like, of the vehicle mode with the nice blue windows. And then what's cool is they now give you these tech specs, which are really nice. I really like that, but I don't keep the box, so it doesn't help me. Here's the side with the nice image of the vehicle with the blue windows. The other side, UPC. The top, Magic Square at the bottom, warnings. Okay, so that's a look at the box. And now, some of the other things that you get, let's zoom in here, are just his shoulder cannon and his handgun. So here's a look at the shoulder cannon, which is painted in the silver metallic, and his handgun also is painted silver metallic. And you can see, I mean, it's just painted that silver metallic all over the place. So that's the figure and the accessories. And you also get the nice bio card, which I really like these. I like these a lot. So here's the front and the back, silhouette of the vehicle, tech specs. And also the last thing you get are the instructions. And I really like the way they designed their instructions. Very simple. So you can pause if you ever need this for reference. But this is very simple transformation, so probably don't need this, but still nice to have. 13 steps complete. So that's what you get. And now let's take a close-up look at the figure. So as you can see, the first thing you'll notice is all this silver metallic paint that they added to the figure, which, you know, it looks nice, but for me, I personally don't like it because it's not cartoon accurate. I think they should have just kept it white to be cartoon accurate. So to show you what I'm talking about, let's compare it with the cartoon animation model, and you could see, yeah, there's a difference. It would have been better if they just kept it white. But if they did want to paint this metallic silver, which they did all over, they should have just painted the forearms and the feet, and it would match the toy version. And the white thighs and waist should be kept white, but they did not do that. So I'm trying to figure out just what their intentions are in doing that. But that's the first difference. And obviously they painted the windows this nice metallic blue, which is why I got this figure. So that's nice. And something new that they did is they painted the figure actually. So this red has this nice glossy finish to it, giving it more of this premium look, which is really nice. But I feel really, I have mixed feelings about it because it doesn't, it's not consistent with all the previous figures. And just to show you what I'm talking about, let's bring out Ironhide here, and you can see the colors don't match very well. This has this dull plastic paint finish to it, which I personally don't mind. And now it has this new paint finish, which does look nice. It's just they don't mesh in together very well. So I have mixed feelings about that. But I'm saying it's nice that they did that. It's just that's not how the other figures were done. And probably the biggest difference here is, let me do it this way, is that head. That is a nice sculpted head. So you can see, well, he's casting a shadow, but that, let me do it this way. Yeah, now it has more like a sculpted head. You could see the lips and the nose are more defined. It's kind of hard to see the head because it's casting such a dark shadow over it. But let me just make sure. Yeah, and plus the eyes, they painted it that's metallic blue. So it's not that transparent blue, so it's kind of not showing through the eyes. It's really dark. Hard to see the eyes. But that's the other difference. So yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings. I'm really, first of all, I'm really disappointed with all this silver metallic gray. It's particularly the waist and the thighs, because even the G1 toy is not like that. And just by doing all of it like that, it just, even the shoulder cannon, the gun, it doesn't really match the cartoon aesthetic. So it's a real bummer. But the blue window does. And let me do this. I don't understand what they're doing, because they did the same thing here with Grapple and Inferno. They draw you in with the nice blue window to be more cartoon accurate, but then they give you all this metallic paint finish, which is not cartoon accurate. They should have kept it white. And they did do some other improvements, like this is gray instead of black to be more like the cartoon. The wheels have the colored rims like the cartoon. It's just, what are they doing? It's like they give you a little bit of the cartoon accuracy and then they ruin it with this metallic finish. So I'm not too happy about that. I'm really disappointed. But there are the good aspects of it that I pointed out. The nice new head sculpt, this paint finish, which I have mixed feelings because the others don't have this nice paint finish. So yeah, that's that. But here, let's do this. Let's bring out the previous version, and right away you can see this white looks so much better in terms of looking like the cartoon. But this red paint finish does look nice. And then the head sculpt is obviously much better. This one is like so dark. I don't know why. Yeah. But yeah, let me show you the difference here with the head sculpt. This one, the previous version, you can see how it's, the lips are not defined, the nose are not, it's kind of like washed out, basically. But this head finish, like I already showed you, look at that. It has more defined features, so it looks better. And I do agree with what someone pointed out, that, you know, maybe you could swap the heads, which I'm thinking of maybe doing that, because I think it's better to have the first version in robot mode, since you don't see the black windows on his back, and leaving this one in vehicle mode where you can see the blue windows. So I gotta think about what I want to do there, but just pointing that out. And now let's just go over articulation, because one thing I want to point out, these joints are really tight, and that's because of all the paint that they used. Like, look at this. I can't even turn this bicep because that silver metallic paint that they used, they didn't adjust for that, which, you know, they must have thought that that's okay because, you know, this is how they released it. I guess it's okay. It's just really tight. So, you know, typical, goes up and down to the side, bicep swivel, that's tight, hand swivel, waist swivel, ab crunch, legs go up and down. This is not too tight, and I think that's because of it's on a ball joint. Knee bands, foot, ankle rocker, it does kind of go a little bit up and down. And I'm glad this is happening because I want to point this out. This is kind of like an issue I have here. This seems to come out too often just by manipulating the figure. And when I think about it, like the Constructicons, the Magic Square Constructicons, they should have made it loose like this. Because trying to transform the Constructicons, it's hard to pull them out. And this one's a complete opposite. It just always slides out. So that's like an issue with this figure also. So tight joints, loose on this bottom leg piece. Too much metallic silver paint finish in my opinion. That takes away from the cartoon aesthetic. Nice blue window. Nice red paint finish, but it's inconsistent with their other figures. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say and point out about the figure. So now let's actually transform it and compare these two in their vehicle mode. Okay, here's a look at both of them in their vehicle mode, and you can see right away that the new version definitely looks a lot nicer with the metallic blue window and the paint finish, giving that nice glossy look to it. Looks more like the cartoon, but this is not without its issues. So first thing I want to point out is just the proportions of this vehicle is off. And I know why. That's because in order for the legs to have the right proportions, they had to lengthen this. But by doing so, the vehicle mode, it's just too long right here. So those of you who've like drawn cars, you know how to do those proportion measurements. This is off. And so one way I can show you is bringing in the original G1, and you can see the proportions here. It's different, and also the back is much thicker than this one. But I can see how they added the details on the rims, so that's nice. But that's just one issue in the vehicle mode, and just want to point out, transforming this, trying to get all of this to tab in is really frustrating because you are going to have to bend plastic over plastic and push hard. And this one is a little bit harder because the tabs are thicker with that paint finish. So just letting you know. So here's the back. Get some tailpipes here that are not painted, which is not a big deal. You can use a silver Sharpie if you really wanted to. But this does have a nice paint finish. I mean, it looks like a nicely waxed and polished car. So I think this is going to stay in vehicle mode for me. So that's my look and review of the new Magic Square MS-B07A, whatever A means, Red Cannon.